These are tears of joy. I feel liberated. I feel empowered. I feel strong. I feel courageous. I'm ready to tackle the world.
For the first time on camera, Toledo native Patte O'Connor is telling her story about what happened between her and Bill Cosby in October 1984. More than 60 women have accused the comedian of sexual assault, and she's one of 3 accusers who until now have only been known as Jane Doe in court documents.
Reading most of the stories of the other women, he was right on course with his MO of what he did with everyone else. He figures out what you're interested in. He talks to you about that.
She says the incident happened more than 30 years ago when O'Connor was working as an assistant director of student activities at Clemson University in South Carolina. Cosby was to perform for homecoming and she was tasked with being his host. At some point, though, she says the two ended up alone in Cosby's hotel room.
And he's like, well, why don't you come over on my bed? And I don't think I had any thought process about that. It was just like, oh, he's a friend, we're good, you know. And again, that Catholic upbringing and being naive, I knew he was married, I knew he had kids, so, you know, in my mind, the guy was safe.
At the time, O'Connor says she had drank some alcohol Cosby had offered her.
He said, there's a bottle of wine there. Do you want some?
And once on his bed, she says he asked her to give him a belly rub. That's when, according to her, Cosby kissed her and she blacked out. A few hours later, O'Connor woke to the sound of the phone ringing.
I didn't know where I was, what was going on. I was just like, whoa. I answered the phone. The room was dark. That was a surprise too. There were no lights on in the room. I heard the shower running. My boss was on the phone, and he was screaming.
The two were running late to the performance, and O'Connor's boss had to pick them up. They all headed to the university where this picture was taken. Cosby then took the stage, and that's the last time she had anything to do with him. She says she actually told the story as a joke until 2005.
Andrea Constant from Toledo University came out and made allegations against him that he sexually assaulted her. And it changed my world.
At the time, O'Connor says she reached out to Constant's lawyer and became Jane Doe number 6 in the case. And although she doesn't have any physical evidence,
there was no way on God's green earth that being a female alone in the hotel room with him, passed out, that he went and played tiddlywinks or just watched the television.
Andrea Constant's case ended up going to trial, and as a result, the comedian was sentenced to 3 to 10 years in prison. We reached out to the law firm representing Cosby, but it did not respond for comments on Monday. However, Patte O'Connor says she'll no longer allow for her fear to hold her back from trying to prevent sexual assaults.
The more women who know and speak, it's just gonna have a ripple effect. In girl power sort of thing. And that's where we should be going and getting continually stronger, because it's never going to stop. It's never going to stop. Never.
In Toledo, Roxanne Elias, The Blade.